yesterday. You know, the guy who made the Metabunk Earth curve calculator. Earth curve calculators, they're online. Go and look at one. You'll see that the base calculation is 7.8 inches per mile squared, based on the radius value over 3,900, whatever it is. This math isn't disputed. It really isn't disputed. Go and check out Earth curve calculators. It's a pity you weren't here 24 hours ago, because you could have spoken to somebody who actually made an Earth curve calculator, working on the presupposition of this R value, 8 inches per mile squared. Can we carry on now? Because at the end of the day, this is...
Well, look at the chart. In the third column of the chart, it gives you the inches per mile. It says 8 for the first row right there in the Excel formula of that chart. That chart kind of off to the right that they posted in the chat, it has in like the third, fourth column, the inches per mile. 8, and then it just keeps going up.
If it's 8 inches per mile squared, then the distance per mile not squared would be the square root of 8, which would be even less than 8 inches.
But the thing is, mathematically, we just found the rate. All we did was find the bare bone rates per 1 mile unit. Then you have to apply that to the original equation.
Which is 8 inches?
We found the rate 8 per mile squared, and you found the rate 8 per unit. So it's 8 per mile unit. Then you gotta apply that to the original equation, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So it's going to be 8 per x squared.
How is it going to be 8 per x squared because it's x squared plus y squared equals r squared?
He just told you how.
No, he just told me that you don't take the square root of a radius which you calculate in a Pythagorean equation. It's not mathematically true.
Next time you're here to debunk flat Earth with your Kerbal space program, gamer knowledge and your total lack of geometric and mathematical understanding, please do your homework first, because this is a live streamed public forum that is streamed live across the plane. And you don't want to sound like a fool, do you?
I'm not sounding like a fool. You're the one saying that we should. You're the one who used the Pythagorean theorem and take the square root.
Let me just put this really clear for you, because maybe you didn't understand. When we put the model to the test, we don't find any fucking curvature. It doesn't matter what the calculation is. However, with the ball of a set dimension, we can math the crap out of it and figure out the drop value between point A and point B over the distance of an arc. This mathematics is so agreed upon because it's spherical trigonometry, right? It's not hard to go out of the flat earth and globe earth argument, go speak to a maths professor, ask him how would I figure out the drop value between point A and point B over the distance of an arc if said radius value. It's not hard to figure out. This isn't disputed anymore.
Well, I mean, this is good for the audience because some people have questions like this. Math is a thing. I'm not a huge fan of the math sometimes myself. But the thing is, if it was constant 8 per x, you would have a ramp. You would have a straight ramp because you just go, up 8 steps, 1 over, up 8 steps, 1 over. And then when you kept on, graphing those points, you just have a straight slant. You wouldn't have a curved surface. So it appears that there may be something to this 8 inches per mile squared. And plus, even in that chart, they have the formula that we just derived in the bottom right. X equals r, the radius of the Earth, minus r cosine of theta. And theta is just the angle that you make with a pie slice of however along a distance you're going over the Earth, up to 90 degrees. After that, it starts to repeat.
You can't have a radius with no value. So you derive that radius by taking the square root of the solution to a Pythagorean equation.
But the value that they give us for the radius is known. You just take the known values that they supposedly figured, but nobody's been to the center of the Earth to measure it. It's all theoretical based off of the angles that they thought the globe Earth made to the moon during like eclipses and stuff, assuming the Earth was a ball and assuming the Earth was casting its shadow on the moon, which may be wrong if there are other invisible satellites up there like the dark stars that the ancient world used to talk about.
The distance around the Earth has been measured.
The distance around the sun's path has been measured.
No, the distance around the equator has been measured.
Oh, hold on. The circumference of the Earth has been measured. When was it?
That's true.
When was this? When and how?
Let me explain where you're wrong. Do you know the difference between a measurement and a calculation? Looks like he decided to mute himself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he got a phone call.
No, he had to go look at that equation more closely. That's what he had to do.
But
Them
basically,
certain stuff.
the route of the sun around the equator and said, this has to be the equator of the Earth. Let's just slap this theory on it.
Something about this that I think gets less attention than it should is actually the fact of the matter, like, yes, this equation necessitates that we should be able to measure and observe drop and curvature and all that good stuff. But the fact that we're not at long distances is very, very telling and opposite to that allegation. However, the same would be measurable even at lesser distances. So, like, a lot of these arguments come from, oh, well, you know, blah, 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 they feign gravity here on bending the light, this and that for over the distances. They're not really coming to the conclusion and conceding that, yes, we should have a hump of water or land blocking that view, therefore we shouldn't be able to see the thing at all. They can easily dodge out of that one by looking at the other rhetoric. However, when you go to lesser distances, the same thing should be measurable. At 3 miles, there is a set amount of curvature. Well, no one would argue that in 3 miles, the thing that you're looking at isn't over like a hump of water. No, it's the actual object, right? Am I making sense to anybody?
Yeah, man.
We're trying to hold their feet to the fire and say there should be a hump of Earth curvature that is blocking light.
There is. It's the end of the horizon.
But the horizon is from compression. You have rules for your vision. Your vision says basically there is stuff that is above your eye line and below your eye line. The stuff above your eye line will compress down to your eye line, the middle of your vision, no further. And the stuff below your eye line will converge up to that line, no further. Otherwise, you have an error condition where something can appear to be above you when it's actually below you.
Are you an optometrist?
It's just going with the logic.
What logic?
Yo, hey, Eggshell. Before you left, dude, you said that's the circumference of the Earth has been measured. My question to you is by who and how?
All right, Aristophanes.
Oh, God.
That was the first one.
Okay, wait, hold up. Now, was that a measurement or was that a calculation?
So, if you have, would you like me to explain?
What's the difference? No, I need to know the difference. What's the difference between a measurement and a calculation?
So, the assumptions made, which made it a calculation and not a measurement, was one that the distance between Alexandria and Cyrene was 5,000 stadia, which is true. That Alexandria is north of Cyrene, which is true. That Syene is on the Tropic of Cancer, that is also true. 4, that Earth is a perfect sphere, which in this case he was attempting to measure. So if it fits in with that assumption, then he's correct. And 5, that the light rays emanating from the sun are parallel, which functionally there are parallel light rays emanating from the sun. So
yeah, so that sounds a lot like a calculation, not a measurement.
Final value.
I'm still going to ask you to correct yourself.
Where's the error?
The circumference has not been measured, dude. You lied. So you're going to have to recant what you said. Has the circumference been measured, or was it calculated, egg-based?
What is the difference?
I asked. That's my question to you, dude. You can't use my question against me.
Okay, so when you measure, it is a physical operation where you take something of known length that you place side by side to make the measurement. measuring tape, or you walk, around the circumference of the Earth, and you also have to say this is the fattest part. If you're going to say that it's a globe and that's the equator, if there's more land beyond, you may be wrong. Eratosthenes assumed that the sun was casting these rays because we were on a ball, but you can get a local 32-mile diameter sun casting rays at different angles that would match Eratosthenes' experiment over a flat Earth. So we don't have that as the only model that can explain the phenomena.
The definition of measurement is the assignment of a number to a characteristic of an object or event. That's all that it is.
Without physical operation to verify it, there may be more land beyond toward the South Pole, and we may not be on a ball.
Okay, but we may not. You can't disprove or prove a negative. You're making infallible statements.
Let's prove it. Let's see if there's more land beyond.
So what I'd like to know is that,
and without NASA's fake pictures,
without you writing it up to the ether, which you've yet to causatively explain in a way that has better predictive accuracy than my explanation, you've yet to properly address the equation which I've presented you from the field of aviation, which predicts for deviation due to angular momentum as you adjust your latitude away from the axis of rotation. I don't necessarily understand how this has been.
As well. When you're calculating this apparent deflection that you say, you have to account for altitude as well. As I said earlier, altitude causes you a lot of problems. Gravity loses force. So eventually you're going to have to start noticing the Earth spinning underneath you. More spin, more altitude, right? So when you gain altitude, you then have to correct for more spin of the Earth underneath you.
Because altitude.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. So I'd ask you to read that, because if I'm researching flat Earth to be here, which I am, then I'd ask you to research round Earth, which I've provided you with this.
You want me, who understood the Earth to be a spinning ball with gas pressure attached in the vacuum for 37 years, and I've only been a flat Earth for 4 years. You want to re-educate me on the model that we teach everybody every day?
No, I just would like you to read this equation. That's all I'd like you to do.
I like spinning balls. Why are we talking about spinning balls?
Oh, we're talking about an illogical person here who has no.
Okay, ad hominem's not necessarily something that I've done, so why should
It's actually not an ad hom. It's actually not an ad hom.
Well,
you defy logic. You deny logic. That's your problem. You stick to calculations.
You're also misusing logical fallacies, and I really don't like it when people do that.
Well, he's attacking me and not my argument.
Yeah,
so
but
that's ad hominem.
Can you define what an ad hom is, please?
Ad hominem, by definition, is, or by direct translation, is to the person. They are attacks which are irrelevant to the person's argument and purely relevant.
You deny the.
Hold on. Let me finish this. Yes, ad hom does literally translate from Latin, meaning to him. However, the ad hom attack is not just you saying something to someone. It's an attempt to discredit an argument you've made.
It's an attempt to discredit a person.
No, it's not.
Discredit their argument by discrediting the presenter.
That's how you misused this, because you don't understand what an ad hominem is. It's an attempt to discredit an argument by discrediting the person. It's not simply an attack on the person. That's not an ad hom.
Ad hominem from Oxford.
When he calls you illogical, it is not an ad hominem. That is not what that is.
Yes, it is. Ad hominem from Oxford is directed against a person rather than the position they are maintaining.
Yeah, you're directly translating from Latin. The problem is that's not what an ad hominem is.
Oxford. I'm reading from the Oxford Dictionary. Directed against a person rather than the position they are maintaining. That is from the Oxford Dictionary.
So where the logical fallacy comes in is where you're discrediting the person to discredit their argument.
But you're discrediting the person instead of discrediting their argument.
So what you're complaining about is called an insult. It's not an ad hominem attack.
Insults are ad hominems.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Why are you being so wrong and so stubborn about being so wrong?
Yeah, it's okay. He's stubborn like the crypto. I've just muted him because it's kind of getting annoying. Dude, egg-based. You're incorrect here. An ad hominem is not an insult. Okay, and if you want to just sit here and say yes, it is, no, dude, I'm just gonna mute you. Okay.
Well, that's what he's been doing the whole time.
So I just when people complain about certain things and then they misuse like logical fallacies, it's just you're just going to be stuck in the weeds and you're never going to discuss the actual ideas. It's just going to be a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah, but it is pantomime season, so
Wow,
that was
true.
pretty good.
Oh no, it isn't.
According to him, the Earth curve calculator is wrong. So I mean, you can't go anywhere with this.
Being stuck in the weeds doesn't sound too bad to me at this point.
Earth is big now, even bigger than calculated, because now it's at 35 miles, 16 feet of curve.
Well, he placed a very interesting deflection equation. It's essentially a deflection equation due to the Coriolis force of the Earth. I would say it's probably the Coriolis force of the wind and or ether, not the spin of the Earth. Something is spinning, it's just not the Earth. And essentially, it reduces down. It's basically 2v, where v is the velocity of the plane, 2 times the velocity of the plane. I think it's in meters, but 2 times the velocity of the plane times 2 times pi divided by 86400 times the sine of theta, where theta is the degrees in latitude, is I guess supposed to give you the deflection due to the Coriolis force. And basically that reduces down to basically v times 0.0001 to 4 decimal places times the sine of theta is the deflection. And so that deflection could come from the wind, the ether, something spinning, not necessarily the spin of the Earth.
But you remember he said the laser bends around the Earth. Remember he said that now.
I mean, if that happens, how can we trust our sight over long distances? We would probably be seeing light that is bending. If, concentrated collimated laser light cannot travel straight, then what's to say that, the light that's hitting our eyes is traveling straight at all?
Well,
we usually go off of...
Sorry.
No, done.
Sorry, I thought you finished. This is the fallacy of scale that Brenda used yesterday, which was refraction, therefore I get as much refraction as I need. No, that's just not the case. That's like saying if I have £10, I therefore have £1 million. No, just having some money or just having some refraction doesn't mean that you have enough refraction to bend lasers around the Earth.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, it needs to be quantified too. Yeah, you can say, oh yeah, refraction is of course refraction is a thing, but do you have the required quantification for this to actually work? Yeah. And no.
Yeah, but they always leave that out. They always go, oh, refraction. You're just like, okay, fine. In which case, I can run 100 meters in 2 seconds. Because I can run, I can therefore run, 100 meters in 2 seconds. Right? That's the same argument. It's ridiculous.
Oh, Crypto. Can I bust on you? Can I bust your chops for a second?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, good luck with that.
You just said round the Earth.
Yeah.
You can go around and round a circle.
I can drive around my neighborhood, but my neighborhood isn't a sphere.
No,
I've just been walking around my room.
I'd like to ask a question. Not a shot, but a question. Whoever it was that made those calculations on that piece of paper, could you translate that to a percentile value to me, please? Like
percentile?
The curvature. Could you translate it to percent?
Are you a statistics major? That was right?
Yeah. What would you like to be 100% of the percentile? Like 100% of the circumference? Like the total 3,963 or whatever?
Total of the radius. Yeah, percentage of the radius of drop. Like percentage of the radius worth of drop.
Let's see. That would be
due to that prediction, which disproves your the round Earth thing.
Well, I'm not too mathematically too much of a mathematician when it comes to the fancy stuff, but with this 8 inches per mile squared, it would be 8 inches, for the first mile per, I guess, 3,959 of the radius, and then it will just keep going. So, I guess it would be what 8x divided by 3,959, where x is the number of miles or something, or miles squared.
No,
So
it's a
8x
good question
squared.
that he doesn't understand, because as you don't understand egg-based, this is exponential. How will you assign a percentage to something that has an exponent? Go.
The curve of a sphere is exponential.
From your point of view, yeah.
Really?
It's a drop. We're talking about the drop from starting position. If you had a line going tangent to the circle, just touching it, going straight out into space, not dropping. So it is the drop from the tangent. 8 inches per mile squared, drop from the starting tangent.
Because otherwise you'd live on a slope. If it dropped 8 inches per mile, you would just have a slope.
You'd go forward 1 and then go down 8 inches. Forward 1 mile, down 8 inches. Forward 1 mile, down 8 inches. It would just be a gently sloping ramp like the Nile or something.
So picture that line which you've drawn pointing out into space, and for every 1 mile that it goes, bring it down 8 inches.
Yeah, you live on a slope.
You'll find it describes the sphere.
Do you think you live on a slope then?
No.
Well, then how can 8 inches per mile be accurate for that?
Because it's an approximation. Like you can't say that there's never going to be mountains in the way.
We're doing it over
no
water.
We're talking about mountains. We're talking about the general overall curvature of a supposed sphere of a certain size. You can't have it going down and out without an exponent, without a square function. It can't be done, right? It doesn't just drop 8 inches every mile because you have a slope.
You realize there's no true size of the Earth, right? They don't truly know the size of it. You understand that, right?
I'm not sure he does.
I don't think he does.
So I'm not really concerned.
How are you going to measure? No, you need to. You need to.
For reference to my bias.
No, your bias is flawed.
A hollow earther.
It's seriously flawed.
What?
So why are you here? Crazy.
So I think that there's a space below.
Yeah, that could be in a flat Earth too, buddy. That could be in a flat Earth too. So what? So what?
Underground cave.
You do get globe hollow models and you get flat hollow models. So being a hollow earther is like saying, I don't know, let's say we're trying to compare types of coffee and you're saying, but I like tea. Well, okay, but which coffee do you like, right? It doesn't matter.
Okay, well, so in my experience, which is ultimately, I think that your experience should probably be the foundation of your beliefs. So in my experience as a pilot, the Earth must be round.
So in hollow,
it's round for us too.
In hollow Earth, where's the mass that's supposed to be pulling you in because of the mass?
So what experience have you got that says, yep, it's a sphere? Can't not be.
I posted the equation, but I can post it again if you...
No, equations aren't physical proof of anything.
Okay, so I was taught...
Hold on.
Yes.
You said experience. You said that
I was taught to use this equation.
You said that your beliefs should be based on your experience, and then when I said, what's the best, what's the thing that proves it to you? You go, oh, here's an equation. That's not experience.
I was taught to use this equation to form flight plans, and I've arrived at my destination every time.
You talked about experience.
Yes, and what I just said is that I arrive at my destination using this equation, and if I did not use this equation, I would not arrive at my destination.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Do you not use a plane with tools?
Yes, but I steer the plane using the calculations I made with this equation. I wouldn't get there otherwise. I'd get off into some fuck-off corner of the ocean.
I don't believe you.
Right, one at a time, please, guys.
I just don't believe
you can't say I must be lying.
I never said you must be lying. I never said that.
Well, I tried to go percentage-wise, but I couldn't do it. I just took 8 inches and divided it by the total radius of the Earth in inches and got 0.0000000319 inches per mile squared. But I couldn't get a percentage with it changing, per mile squared like that.
Okay. So, what's the square root of 8?
The square root of it would be between 2 and 3. Like 2 point what?
Oh, the cube root.
2.2? Something like that?
I know, yeah. The square root of 9 would be 3, so yeah, square root of 8 would be
2.83.
2.7.
Hey guys, is there any way we can unban Xanac?
Oh,
no. No.
Why?
Alright.
Well, there is a way, but no one's going to do it, so.
Yeah, no.
So, root 8 times 25. If it's, my logic is that if it's 8 inches per mile squared, right, then it's root 8 per mile. So, root 8 times 25 is 70.7 inches. And if we divide by 12, you get 6 feet, 5.89. So if I correct your math, we get 6 feet per 25 mile.
That's wrong.
No.
6 feet per 25 mile. So after 50 miles, there's 12 foot of curvature.
No,
You've
because
just
it's
explained.
still
you've
a
just
square
explained
function.
No, there's no square function in that.
I literally just said that. That it's root 8 per mile if it's.
I'm going to say this again because it feels like it's the 5th time that I've said it, and why you're conflating the maths for your idea is fucking ridiculous. Go to an Earth curve calculator. Just do that, because like I said earlier, we had the guy who made one of them, Mick West, the Metabunk Earth curve calculator, based on the radius value of the ball, and the calculation works out to 7.98 inches per mile squared. Now, this is agreed upon. Why you're sitting here and fucking debating it, I don't know. We've given you the maths. We've literally pointed to your model and given you the maths that goes with your model, i.e. the Earth curve calculator, of which we had the guy who made it on here yesterday, and none of this was even brought up because we all agree on the fucking maths. There is no measured, hold on. There is no observed or measured curvature anywhere, anyway. Not 1 inch, not 2 inches, not 8 inches per mile squared, not 72 inches per mile squared. There's no fucking curvature measured anywhere. Not with your maths, not with their maths, with no one's maths. No curve. So this is the point. Doesn't matter what maths you throw at us for your model, there is no observed or measured curvature anywhere over distances of water that should display convexity. That's the point. Do you agree with this now? Or are you just going to start conflating fucking issues again and me get bored of you? Can you agree? Then he's talking. Can he agree?
I think that pilots pilots are fascinated.
Can you agree? Arsehole!
Can you stop yelling?
Then agree. Can you agree, yes or no?
I think
Can you agree that 8 inches per mile squared is perfectly fine up to 250 miles? Can you agree?
No.
Right then, fuck off.
So I can't appeal
No,
to your
because you're going against your own model. You've got no business being here if you don't understand your own goddamn religion. The ball, 24,901 miles in circumference, according to the latest WGS 884 model. This is the math that everybody agrees upon, apart from you. Apart from the occasional fucking idiot who comes in here and goes, no, it's wrong. Then after about half an hour, 2 hours later, we usually get them down to concede we're fucking right. Everybody's fucking right apart from you. Can you agree or you're going to be removed?
It's an appeal to nature.
Appeal to nature? This is
You're
math.
saying, oh, everybody on the Earth believes that the Earth is flat, and therefore you should too. That's not true.
You're a dickhead.
Is he misusing logical fallacies again?
Yes, he is.
Oh, so that's not an appeal to nature. That's argumentum ad populum, which says
Ad
that just
populum.
because an idea is popular, therefore it's true, and obviously
Never
that's
mind,
logical
then. It's
fallacy.
ad populum.
Not an appeal to nature. However, what he is saying
It is
does
ad
actually hold.
populum.
Yeah, this is what I just said. So the point he's making is a fairly good one still, in that this isn't debated by anybody. These are people who disagree with us as well, right? So it's slightly different. Normally an argument made popular would be like, most people agree it's a ball, therefore it's a ball, right? That's obviously a stupid argument.
How is it a stupid argument?
Well, just because people think it's a ball, therefore it's a ball. That's a stupid argument.
Just because people don't necessarily think to debate you on these points means that they're wrong? That's the same.
Hold on. You're not going to repackage what I said. You're going to repeat exactly what I said. Go.
You said people don't normally debate these things.
No. What exactly did I say? Try again.
Which part?
The last bit that I said, because I don't actually think you're listening. I think you're waiting to talk. Okay, so what did I say?
You said that people don't normally debate these things, even if they're people who disagree with you.
What did I say after that?
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, because you weren't listening. This is why this is such a chore.
I was listening.
Well,
so you admitted it was
Why can't you repeat the very last thing I said if you were listening?
You admitted it was argumentum ad populum.
Why can't you repeat the last thing I said if you were listening?
You said you weren't going to I wasn't going to repackage the things that you said. I was going to repeat exactly what you said.
So what was that?
The thing you said right before that.
No, the thing I said after that.
I was waiting to address the point that you made about it being argumentum ad populum and that being okay in certain instances.
No, this isn't appeal to people. This is appeal to fucking math. This is a ball of set dimensions, therefore we can math the fucking shit out of it. It's agreed upon, the math. You understand this, right? It is agreed upon. Even people on the globe, shut up, idiot. Even on the people on the globe side agree to this maths. We all come here with presupposed begging the question Earth curve calculators.
8 inches per mile squared.
The reason I got you to try and repeat what I said is because it's very frustrating having a back and forth where you're actually not listening to the nuance of the points. Some of these points are fairly nuanced, okay? So, when I said, for instance, yes, argumentum ad populum, which is the idea that, for instance, everyone thinks it's a ball, therefore it's a ball, that's a bad argument. We can all agree on that. Just because people think that something's true doesn't make it true. That was what I wanted you to repeat. Obviously, you didn't listen to that. Whatever.
I did
when
hear
it
that.
comes to, well, you didn't repeat it, so how was I supposed to know? Now, the second thing, which is more important, is that you're not talking about one group of people agreeing on something anymore. This is where it splits off from a traditional argument about populum. What you've got now is 2 or 3 different groups of people who disagree on virtually everything, and yet they still agree on this one thing. So in that way, it's actually very different from an argument about populum, because you're talking about 2 opposite groups agreeing on this one point. You're the only person that doesn't agree with these 2 very diverse groups. So this is a problem for you. You now have to prove why the maths is wrong when everyone else agrees that it's right.
I don't have to prove a negative just because your argumentum ad populum includes...
No, you've got to prove the maths wrong. You're saying that the math is wrong.
What does he
Prove it
think
wrong.
the math is? What does he think the math is if it's not 8
The
inches
math
per mile?
the math that Jedi's referencing is 8 inches per mile squared. But you can't measure a linear distance across square miles. So you need to reduce it by taking the square root of both sides of the
It's not
equation.
square miles. Do you think that we're measuring curve over a square area?
Well, if you're measuring miles squared,
No,
then yes, you are.
we're measuring
Then you don't
the drop.
understand the square function, and this is the problem. You're not understanding what's going on. The function is squaring the measurement of a mile. It's not an area of miles squared.
So what you should do is you should take the square root of one side and the other.
No,
And what
because
you-
it's not. You don't need a square area of land at all.
What you'll encounter is root 8 per mile.
Yeah, you don't need a square area of land. This is where you're going wrong.
Hold on.
Hey, so why shouldn't it be root 8 per mile and not 8 per mile squared?
They decided
It's a linear
this way
calculation, Egg.
because
It's a
of the
linear
original
calculation.
equation. The original equation is not a linear equation; it's a circle equation. The circle equation basically doubles back on itself at least 4 times in each quadrant. And so it is not a linear line. It is doubling back on itself and twisting. The original equation is
linear either.
But a circle equation is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. They just decided to order it in that x squared operation to let you know the order that you need to do it to get the right calculation rate. So you take the miles, you square that first from the circle function, and then it's 8 per units of 1 x squared now because of the original function, basically.
But in x squared plus y squared equals r squared, in order to find r, you take the square root of r squared. So why aren't you taking the square root of the result of this equation?
Because you have to have a different equation for the circles. The x and the y in the circle equation just gives you coordinates. Yes, it just gives you coordinates on the edge of the circle. So if you want to find a point that's, a mile ahead of you, you would put that, in x and y as x and y coordinates from the center. If you centered the circle at the origin at 0, 0, it would probably be, forward, 1 mile, down 8 inches, or whatever that is in miles.
Okay.
And then the next 2 miles away from the origin, it now squares. So you have to square that distance, make it 4, and now multiply that times 8, and it would be, I guess, forward 2 miles and down 32 inches, or whatever that is in miles. And it goes forward exponentially, going forward and down, forward and down, forward and down. But it's not constant. Otherwise, you'd have a ramp. A gently sloping ramp that's a line, but that's not what you have with the circle.
Okay, so root 8 is the result of your calculation, 2.83. So
per mile?
2.83 what?
It's 2.83 per mile. But it's like, the reason I'm saying it's inches, the reason I'm saying that it's 2.83 is because root 8 is quite long. Root 8 is 2.8284.
This is getting really fucking boring now.
But we're not. We're saying the two answers to the same equation. Why are you having a problem?
I understand where you're going wrong. You're actually you're rooting the equation twice to have a much smaller number because it fits your.
Just rooting it once.
Well, no, you're rooting out the square.
You haven't rooted it at all.
You're quote unquote balancing the equation when it doesn't need to be balanced. 8 inches per mile squared is the drop value. You don't need to root the square and 8 because now what you're doing is you're rooting two sides of the same value. So you're saying, okay, yeah, so it's 2.83 inches per mile, but no, because the square function is there to exponentially curve because it's a circle. It's not a slope. This is what you aren't understanding.
Root 8 wouldn't be a slope either.
Well, 2.83 inches per mile would be a slope.
Yeah, but 2.83 is a rounding of the root of 8. It's root 8.
But the reason you've rooted it is to remove the square on both sides. This is why you've done this. But it's wrong. And I've explained to you why it's wrong. You don't live on a ramp.
Yeah, you would have a ramp that goes forward 1 mile down 2.83, forward 1 mile down 2.83, and it would be constant.
Wouldn't produce a ramp.
It's not constant.
Root 8 wouldn't produce a ramp.
Yeah, it would.
No, it wouldn't.
What? So something that goes 2.83 inches forward and then, down, and then a mile forward, and then does that forever, that doesn't produce a ramp.
Root 8 is an extending decimal, 2.8284271. Blah, blah, blah. It's okay. It's quite long,
but that's
and
not what we're talking about.
My God, dude.
Yes, it is.
It's still a constant number.
You're arguing a slope, and he's arguing an arch or a parabola or a portion of a circle. You're out of your depth, kid. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
And a matter of fact, it's done. We're done. We're actually not talking about this anymore because egg-based is incorrect and unable to recant why. Okay, we're done. We're not arguing whether or not the math is correct or not because it's been blatantly pointed out to you why you're incorrect and you still can't swallow it. We're done. Sorry, the math is correct, and that's all there is to it, dude.
Got you one, Jedi. Check chat.
Cheers, bud.
Okay, so graphing square root functions does not produce a linear graph.
Just one fucking curve.
Okay, here's what
I don't care what the maths is, Ryan.
Egg base. You're going to take the 8 inches per mile squared. You're going to take whatever the hell you just said that you think is correct, okay? And then you're going to take the circumference of the Earth as given as a circle. You're going to take those three and you're going to compare them in a graphic format that can be understood. Until you do this, you're no longer permitted to speak here. So when you get that, message Ahmad and you let us know, and then you'll be allowed to speak again.
Seriously though, Xanax nonsense makes more sense than that guy's nonsense. You don't think so?
Neither one of them.
Imagine
They're both
thinking you live on a
nonsense.
slope. Like, seriously.
Everyone agrees it's 8 inches per mile squared. What's this guy's issue?
All right, just do me a favor and look at this heads-up display image that I just posted. I'm kidding. It's being Zanuck. I was gonna talk about.
I'm wondering like, what?
Okay. Who else hates when their phone autocorrects Globers to Glovers?
Oh man.
Danny Glober.
It does that to me all the time. It'll say Glovers. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep. Or every time I type globe, it's glove.
I think it should autocorrect to globe lovers.
Sounds like it's a cover story to me.
No, I'm not covering that. Smashing it.
It's covering your hands, dude.
Did someone say glove zombie?
Sorry, I just saw someone say it and it made me think of it, so I had to say it.
Yeah. If it doesn't
Ooh.
fit, you must have quit.
Yeah, damn right. Real quick, crypto is the trivia going on tonight?
Is the what?
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
It is Tuesday, yeah. Oh, yes, I see. I'm not sure. I will definitely be back in a week or two, though. I'll let you guys know. Probably not tonight, though. Maybe if Pacifist's around, he can do it. I'm really sorry, guys. I've had a bit of a disrupted last few weeks, but as soon as it's back, it'll be back for good. So.
No worries. I was just asking because I was here and I noticed it was Tuesday. I was actually going to be on time for once.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm going to be. I've just been staying with friends for a few weeks, and so it's a little bit inconvenient if I start doing a trivia Tuesday at midnight. At someone else's house. But as soon as I'm ready to rock and roll, I'll be doing it again. So probably.
Just was asked.
Although December might be quite interrupted. I don't know. It'll be soon.
Yeah, well, it's the holidays, so it's understandable. I was just asking. I just noticed it was Tuesday. That's all.
Fair enough. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, cool.
Well, Blaze has got a biblical trivia going on, I think, at 7:30 Eastern.
Oh.
You're so inclined for trivia.
Yeah. Well, I am inclined totally for the biblical thing because I missed the last study on Thursday, and I would like to speak to them. So I think you said 7:30, right, Overlord?
Right.
Got it. Thank
What's the time now, Easton?
5:30. Oh yeah, we just synced up again with our daylight savings because you guys were off a bit. I was used to the 5-hour difference, and you guys do your daylight savings before we do.
So is it 6:40 now where you are, or 6:30?
Oh no, we just did ours on the 3rd. You guys do yours in October, I believe, and we did ours on November the 3rd. So we're back to the 5-hour difference.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's 10:30 there right now.
Yeah, it's 10:30 here. Yeah.
I woke up and and I heard somebody describe the time difference. They said what time it was there in the UK. I was like, wait, that don't make sense. And then I had to look it up, the daylight savings, and I saw that. Oh, okay, you do it at different dates.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know why that is actually. Must be a reason. I'm sure it proves the globe somehow. whatever that
Hey,
reason is.
you got rid of the Glovers. We could ask them, but you
Yeah.
got rid of them.
Please tell me how this random
if
thing
the Earth is
proves
flat,
away.
if the Earth is flat, then explain daylight savings.
Yeah.
Explain it. Come on. Change my mind in 3 minutes. Earth's the globe.
Oh wait, are you citing that guy? That guy who always does the change my mind. He goes to all
There's a
he
bunch
goes
of
to the
them that do
college
that.
campuses. They got
It
on
started
him.
with Stephen Crowder, didn't it?
Yeah, Crowder. That's it. He always does the. I like his boldness, and his initiative, But he's a little bit of he's a bit of a pot stirrer. You know that.
Well, he's
I'm
a
not
blue
saying.
pillar for otherwise woke Republicans, isn't he? He
Yeah.
kind of tries to keep them in the two-party system. It's like, yeah, vote Republican, it'll be great. Kind of, yeah, no.
Yeah,
I don't
Republicanism is.
really pay much mind to him. I do think he's part of the system.
Yeah.
Meh, vote Bambi. That's what I would do.
What's Bambi promising?
Bambi
Vote for.
promises flat Earth rule.
Yeah, give us your your political running promises, your campaign promises. That's what it is.
And
I will
who's going to be
promise-
your deputy prime minister as well?
It will be Emma if she chooses to take on the ballers with me.
Awesome.
There we go.
So, Bambi, Queen of Scots, what are you going to run on?
I'm changing my name to Bambi, Queen of Scots.
I'm still waiting for your policies so that I can choose to not vote because I don't ever vote.
I'm gonna put
Right,
Bambi,
got
Queen
something
of
to do with Al.
Etymology. Okay, yeah, so basically, owls are gonna be my, minions, and I'm gonna attack every baller ever. I will have an army of owls, 1 or 2 hawks. Yeah, I will sharpen their talons and bring them into battle.
No, but I mean, we're looking for something to vote for. I don't want to know how you're going to take over Mordor.
Okay. Well, you want something to vote for? I vote to banish crypto. Who's going to vote for me?
Oh.
And a 2-liter bottle of Iron Brew in every house.
Yeah. There will be battered pizzas delivered to your door every night, and dessert.
Hold on, how are we going to pay for this? How are we going to pay for everybody to have battered pizzas every day?
We don't discuss that. Next question.
We get
Sounds
the
like a
Glovers
true
to pay for
socialist.
it. We get the Glovers to pay for it.
The question is
We're
not
gonna
how we would afford
print-
it; it's how we would react to it. I'm a dodge the question like a true politician.
Oh, very nice.
She's a clever girl, Crypto.
What I'd love
It's not really the
is
money
if
that,
you
that
legislated
matters,
dominant.
it's the happiness. You know?
Anyway,
Ta-da!
the answer to your financial problems is you make crypto your Department of Finance head, and he just prints cryptocurrencies all day long.
Ah, very good.
No, I'm banishing
Yeah.
crypto. What do you mean?
She's banishing me to the finance department.
Yeah, you're right.
We're banishing. She's banishing Crypto to the same island that Napoleon went to.
I thought you were going to say
That French
Epstein,
island?
and I was just like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
You get the Napoleon treatment. You're better than
Hey,
Epstein.
Bambi.
Sweet, thanks.
Bambi,
Yeah.
has he noticed our tags yet?
I don't think so. I think he's a
Oh.
bit slow.
Who,
Yeah,
me?
probably.
What?
Well, I'm driving, so when I get off the phone, then I'll have a look.
I mean, they've been there for a very long time.
Bro, those are awesome. Fuck.
You like them?
I
Everyone made it, and I think
absolutely like that. That's cool.
I detect a disturbance in the force.
Oh, crypto, buddy.
As long as you don't detect a disturbance in the 5s, we're all good. We're okay.
Very good, very good.
I'll let Crypto discover them on his own. It's pretty clever. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna giggle.
I think he'll
I-
never giggle.
I giggle every time that we interact.
Whoa, what's that?
It's an inevitability.
Are you profounding your love to Turnip?
No, I was just whispering sweet nothings into his ear.
Oh, don't tease me with a good time.
Haven't put pen to paper yet.
Leave Turnip for the rest of us. Come on, don't hog him.
I'm not hogging him. I'm not hoggling. I'm not hogging. I'm just nibbling a bit from the top.
Speaking of hog, does anyone know what a hoglet is? What type of animal is a hoglet? It's a baby what?
Yeah, they are hedgehogs.
It's not the obvious, like it's not a baby pig or something. Like it's not the obvious. I'm pretty sure it was a. Fuck no, I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, I mean, it's already been said, so.
Oh, has it?
God damn it!
Yeah, but you know, I'm not always on time. That's why I don't ever win a damn trivia contest.
I have selective hearing. I chose not to listen to Les. What was it?
It's a hedgehog.
Oh, a little baby hedgehog. That's so. It's much more interesting than what a baby owl's called. It's just called an owlet.
Oh.
Do you think it'd be something much more interesting and exquisite? But no, it's just an owlet.
That is quite cute, though.
It is. Oh, Crypto! I didn't tell you. I'm getting an owl. It's gonna be mine, and I'm gonna have it as a baby, and it's gonna grow up with me, and it's gonna bond to me, and it's gonna follow me around.
I think you did tell me this.
Oh. Can you just be happy for me, please?
It's
That's
gonna be a female, right?
Thank you.
It's gonna be a female, and it's imprint, not bonding.
Yeah, I'm gonna bond with it, and I'm gonna imprint it. And bond my fist with your face, Les, if you keep going.
Rawr. Rawr.
You're a wizard, Bambi, and you're a hairy wizard.
You're a wizard,
Did you say she was a hairy wizard? You're a wizard, Harry. What?
I can't even right now.
I'm a what?
A hairy wizard, apparently.
What? What? Turn up.
No. No. I said you're a wizard, Harry, and he says
you're a wizard,
you're
Harry.
a hairy wizard.
That's what he's saying. You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, no. Hey, you're gonna get me in shit, Crypto.
Too late for that.
Bambi butt smack.
Wait, drop a nuke on him. Modern Warfare 3.
Okay, so on a lighter note, is this fucking Turkey Tuesday happening or what?
Not this week, no.
Oh, okay.
I will do it very soon, though. Promise. It's just, yeah, I'm.
No pressure, Crypto. It's all good.
Staying at a friend's house, and I don't really think it's appropriate to be like, so yeah, I'm just gonna like chat to my friends, yeah, till like 2 a.m. Yeah, I think that's okay.
And I happen to know that Crypto likes to play French house music while he reads off the trivia questions, and his friends don't like that.
No, mainly because it's French.
What about Manly P. Hall?
Well, they don't like Daft Punk.
Oh, fuck! Before I forget, because it's fucking epic. So, last night I was walking to Timmy's, and you know my Timmy's stories usually end up epic, right? So I'm walking to Timmy's, and I noticed the bridge that I normally walk under. It's a little more broken than it normally is. So I'm like, I wonder what the hell's going on. So I get up a little bit closer to it, and there's a dump truck pretty much underneath it with the box completely ripped off, laying on its side. It was full of dirt. The road is complete. The bridge is completely fucked. Like he hit her good. And tonight I was on my way to Timmy's, and I learned that at the exact same time that this was happening last night, there's a car dealership just around the corner from where this happened. Some 40-year-old guy decided that it was cool to jump on the hoods of all the brand new vehicles, not just walk on them. That's not enough. No. He made sure to key every single one of them.
Oh, what a cunt. What a horrible thing to do.
Right? And I thought the guy was just checking VIN numbers, and I'm like, oh man, it looks like you got the shitty job, eh? He's like, no, I'm actually taking a tally of which ones are keyed and stepped on. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, some 40-year-old guy. We got him on camera. I'm like, oh my god, what an idiot! He didn't even get off of camera.
At least do it with a hoodie or balaclava or something. Absolute mong.
Dumbass, man. He deserves what's coming.
Gotta keep it gangsta. We only use bandanas here. We're outlaws.
Better than being an in-law, I guess.
No balaclavas here.
$52,000, $40,000. There was a $72,000 truck sitting there. Like, they're all scrap. They can't be sold unless they paint them. Which that's still a big chunk of money they're losing.
What a horrible thing to do, honestly.
So I told the old man I live with here, and he thinks that it could possibly be a disgruntled customer. But I mean, other than that, no more zany space news.
Oh, until I speak.
Oh, here we go. We got the space guy in the house.
I think they both can coexist.
Hey, if there's space, how come there's no fucking McDicks on the moon?
No McDonald's on the moon?
Yeah.
You got me there. You got me there. They're everywhere.
There wasn't nothing but men on that moon.
Red man.
So, bruh. I see your moon pictures.
Yeah, I just actually happened to look over and it was there, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of him. Fuck it.
Yeah, I couldn't talk at that time. I appreciate it.
It's all good, buddy. It's what we're here for.
And that's what friends are for. No, I'm just joking.
Well, I mean, not all of us can take pictures at the same time or pictures at all. So I mean, any pictures are good.
Well, I'm bad at picture taking anyway. I've shown a few. I'm sure everyone would agree. I'm bad at.
Practice makes perfect, Les.
I can't even take a proper selfie.
So
Hold on, Lennon.
the Earth's still flat, guys?
What do you mean still? Got distracted by Lemon's post. This guy thinks he has a better beard than me.
Did you say a better beard?
Yeah.
You got a weird beard.
It is weird. It's incorrigible. I can't tell it what to do.
Yes, for those who are listening, that was an Eminem reference.
Beard's weird.
Your beard's weird.
Where's Mossy?
Yeah, I haven't seen her in probably a good week or so. Why, she doesn't come on here?
I've been absent for a little bit too. Popping in and out.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. If she comes on, she comes on. If she doesn't, she's probably working, or I don't know what the hell she's doing.
Or asking her friends if they want to get some Frowey out.
Sure.
Sure. He's like, meh, I don't know.
I really don't know.
Yeah, frozen
I don't
yogurt.
want to start. Emma, what are you still doing up?
Not much.
She's fighting the trolls.
So, like, how many days do you got left?
Till what?
Next appointment.
Oh, don't remind me.
Oh, I thought that maybe was a good thing.
Yes and no.
Oh, I see. You're not looking forward to pain, but you are looking forward to getting rid of.
Yeah.
I got you.
She has a little bit of apprehension. She doesn't like her consciousness being taken from her.
I'm staying awake.
Oh, I'm staying.
Ooh, well, you are a tough turkey, Emma.
We'll see.
Like, I'm sorry, Miss Emma. We're going to have to put you to sleep. And I'm like, fuck you are.
Yeah, no. Bit gas in there, maybe.
Yeah,
I've seen the Alien movie, right? We didn't make it.
Say that again, Turnip. You cut out.
Oh, I said we've seen the Alien movies. We didn't make.
Don't make films like that.
Ooh, Emma. You should watch, what is it? Fire in the Sky, the Travis Walton story. It's a true story. It's a true story, and every one of them passed the polygraph.
Hey, Les. Yeah,
It is. I don't know if it's cutting out. Let me refresh. I don't know if it's me or if it's cutting out for everybody. Discord's being wonky or whatever. I'm gonna refresh.
Discord just booted me.
Oh, it's probably Discord.
Yeah, it's only the 5th time today.
Yeah, I haven't really been on much, so I can't really say if it is or isn't.
Oh, we have a chat. Evening chat.
Oh yeah, I just saw that somebody was haggling over the curve, so I thought I'd. That was a little while ago. I just had my been doing something else, watching some TV.
TV. Ooh.
Yeah, just watching a bit of terrorist sort of what's it called? Homeland is called.
Oh right, okay.
Yes, just that was before that was out before Muslims were good. That was pre-good Muslims. It was when the Muslims, that was when the Muslims were baddies. They're goodies
Okay.
now, so they're going to have like loads of Muslims going around doing charity or something soon on TV. I don't know.
I thought Homeland. I thought Homeland was the one with like the Russian spies or something like that. Or am I getting?
No, that's America. The Americans.
Oh, yeah. So I got them
That's
confused.
much better. The Americans is. Yeah, I like all the spy stuff.
Do we have a lunatic in the house?
Don't tell me Lou's here.
Yeah, I'm just playing games. Actually, taking a break, eating something. Still listening.
Sounds like peanut butter cookies.
Nah, I just made a pizza.
Nah, I just made a pizza.
He snapped his fingers, bobbed his head just like I Dream of Jeannie. Boom, pizza.
Lou, how are you so odd?
How am I so what? Odd?
No, how are you so awesome? Like what is your life, man? Like teach me.
My life isn't probably what you're picturing. Maybe I'm not as awesome as what you're thinking, but I'm still pretty awesome.
Oh.
I'll agree that he's pretty, but awesome, that's up for debate.
I'm somewhat awesome. Can you give me somewhat awesome?
Yeah. Yes, plenty of leeway. I said it was up for debate. I didn't say it was wrong or incorrect.
Left, are you hitting on Lou?
I'll hit on anything that moves.
Apparently.
I want to know why you're not hitting on Lou. Lou's amazing.
See, I just said that.
All right, now you guys are making me blush. I'm out of here. I'm going on mute.
The thing is, Lou intimidates me. I'm scared.
Yeah, what just says, is there a lunatic in the house? Yeah, I'm just playing games. I made a pizza. I'm fucking good. I'm set. You guys all suck.
It's not that hard. I mean, it's not like it's a homemade a pizza. It's a frozen pizza. Like, it's a pretty good one. Don't get me wrong. But I'm sure you could put a frozen pizza in the oven without having to take credit for being awesome.
Is it delivery or DiGiorno?
It's lots of matzo pizza, like brew pub pizza, whatever. It's really good for a frozen pizza.
I normally just eat pizza pockets.
For the frozen ones, I like the Stouffer's French bread. I know it's not real pizza, but for frozen, like that's a good, you know.
Let's talking about pizza.
Yep.
Okay.
I think so. I zoned out.
Sorry, I just muted him just to make sure. Carry on, Les.
No, I was just mentioning the just a snack. Hey. French bread pizza. It's alright.
Zanik is now holding court over at Nathan's server. Interesting.
I think Zanik's hiding over there though.
He is. He's got a new fan.
We wouldn't unmute him, so he had to go somewhere else to get his daily flat Earth fix.
Yeah.
Actually, there's just another graph there just to show how the 8 inches per mile squared compares with a circle. As you can see, it's the same up until 1,500 miles, pretty much.
Cheers, buddy.
Chad, did you hear the guy earlier saying that, why don't you just solve both sides and then you can do the root of 8? and then you could have 2.83 inches per mile.
Eggman, his name was.
Yeah, he's muted and deaf on that. He was the reason why I pinged Chad, because Chad's always good at ruining people with maths. But yeah, he's muted and deaf for now.
Ooh, that's
Well,
good to know. Hey, Chad, I might be ringing your bell if I need something technical done.
Yeah, I tried to keep on top of the maths of it all. I heard Walter Bislin's done something, but I tried reading some of it, and it was just absolute nonsense. But I might have to give him a bit more time because he has put some effort in. I don't know.
I don't know how so many people misunderstand square function. There we go.
Who's that nasty bastard who turned in Nathan Thompson to the engineers thing? No, not Nathan Thompson. George Hattentook.
Brian Mullen. Oh.
Yeah, he turned in. Yeah, George Hattentook's done some curve test. Might be right. I don't know. I tried reading it, but it was so badly presented. It's ridiculous. What happened to the other guy who kept bringing some scientific experiment that he done, but he just couldn't write it up properly? It wasn't a scientific experiment either. Where's he gone? Remember the guy? No.
What, the pizzle?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. I think he got banned and then...
We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he did come back on an alt account, though.
Yeah, he's on the permaban list, and when I think it was Indio or Wretch, was it maybe Wretch, caught up with him, noticed that he was in with another name, and he added that one.
Is he the guy that started up the GoFundMe for flat earthers to go to Antarctica?
No, that's Hollywood, I think.
No,
Yeah, that's Hollywood.
Bizzle on it.
Yeah, it just says the same thing every single time. Total waste of time.
How about we all jump on a boat and we all just storm Antarctica and just kill ourselves in the process?
Chad, did you happen to catch? Damn it! What was his name? Mick West.
Mike Wick.
Mick West yesterday.
Or Mick West. I said it wrong.
No, I can't. I've looked at his website. He's not going to say anything different. All he's going to say is whatever you say about the flat Earth. He's just going to say it's not true.
It was still kind of cool that he was in here for a couple hours yesterday. You know, brought in a lot of people on the channel. This live stream was pretty hot.
Yeah, you were there, right, Loon? Like I was popping in and out when I could, when I had the chance. I saw you guys talking to him.
I listened to most of it. I didn't really butt in. There was too many other people trying to yell at him the whole time. But yeah, I gave it a listen.
I like I said, I was popping in on the YouTube and giving an ear every once in a while when I could. But you know, it seemed like it was engaging and people had it well in hand.
I guess if he brings a lot of people, it's worth it. So, but I mean, to actually talk to any of those guys is a total waste of time.
The best part that I took out of it was when asked about the scientific method, he didn't even attempt. He said that he didn't really know the crucial parts of the scientific method offhand, and then doubled down on that and said he didn't think the scientific method was actually very useful.
Oh, that's the death knell right there.
Well, scientific method isn't very useful if you're not doing science. You know, I mean, if I wanted to go to the toilet, it wouldn't be much use, would it? But I mean, if I wanted to do science, it's pretty useful.
Did you not hear the bit where he said 0.66 of an inch per mile? Did you miss that bit when he was checking his calculator? 0.66.
He's mixing up.
No, wait a minute. 7. No. 0.67 of a foot. It's his own calculator.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Don't ban me, Cameron.
No, I could have sworn that the message was completely different and then it changed to just turn up tag. Does that make sense?
I'm waiting for Turnip to answer.
There was a message, it said check your Instagram turn up or something, and then I looked again and all it has is his tag and the message is gone, but there's no edited, so I'm going, what?
I still see it saying I don't have Instagram ? 4 times. Is that what you saw?
And then above where Kiki Riki has tagged him, before that the message said check your Instagram. That's why he replied, I don't have Instagram.
Yeah, all I have there is at Turkey Tuesday. No message
Yeah,
with it.
but there's no edited, which made me go, what?
That is strange.
Someone's playing some tricks somewhere.
I don't really know how you can argue with somebody who says that the scientific method isn't important to science. Just I don't know where you go with that.
Right. Well, I mean, his point was because he's a science. What was he calling himself? A
science communicator.
Communicator. Yeah. And he tries to explain the science to the general public. Again, those are his words. And the general public, they don't understand the scientific method any more than, of course, Mick West. So he doesn't find the scientific method useful in what he does, trying to explain science to the general public.
So his aspirations are to be, not to cut you off, Lou, but his aspirations are to be a public speaker, so the method and the facts be damned.
Yeah, I mean, so basically he's admitting to just preaching pseudoscience to the masses.
Yeah, that's what he does. He's written a couple of books, hasn't he? So I should imagine he's got quite a bit of money. So, yeah, he's done well, really.
Well, it depends on his publisher, because they like to take their slice.
No, he's made all of his money.
So who knows?
That's what he said. He made all of his money with Tony Hawk's. He made Tony Hawk's, the computer game, and then he's retired, and he's just doing whatever he wants, and this is what he chooses to do.
Yeah, somebody said that he was paid, and he says, I'm not paid. So he just does all this. He does all of his meta bunk and, all that stuff for free. He's not making any money off of it.
I mean, he's got that book, hasn't he? Something about the rabbit hole or something like that.
He's a professional debunker. That's what he does.
Dang it, Bev. Why you gotta fuck? I was taking a drink. Why you gotta make me laugh? I was actually taking a sip of alcohol. You almost made me spit it out my nose. Dang it, Bev.
If anybody is paid to cover conspiracy theory and all of that sort of stuff, it's Mick West. He's the man they go and send out to debunk every sort of conspiracy theory there is.
I'm still stuck on this phrase, professional debunker. I had no idea that was a profession.
He's been on H3 podcast, and I think has he been on Joe Rogan?
Yeah, that's what somebody was saying.
I don't care. I don't care so much for Joe Rogan. H3 is okay. I like their dynamic. But Joe Rogan, he just kind of just says stuff, and Joe Rogan is like FTFE. He just says stuff and then lets everybody carry his fucking show.
Yeah, he's just in it for the
money.
money.
He has nothing. Yeah, nothing to say.
He's had Mick West on, so yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm finding out that maybe they're all in the same group. Yeah, this is all new information to me.
Do him and Chappelle even hang out anymore? Does anybody know? Because Chappelle is on point, and they used to be good friends. So I don't even know if they're still a.
What, Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, I remember he used to come on his show. He used to come on the Chappelle show every now and then. Remember he did that episode with him and where was it the crackhead? You know, they did that whole show.
Is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Joe Rogan?
No, he was actually on the show. No, I mean like they did an episode of Fear. Was it Fear Factor? And Chappelle did a little skit about it. So they were kind of boys for a little while there, for real.
Well, that's
you're talking a long time ago now, and Chappelle's been pretty under the radar.
Chappelle's in the he's on the whole flat earth shit. He doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So to me, that sounds like he's on.
That's fraud speaking, right? That's you, because you're not lighting up.
Yeah, fag boy. That is
for me. You ain't gotta call me fag boy. You ain't gotta call me fag boy, you oil rat. Go back to the wells.
Shut it up,
gay. Yeah, I'm gonna reset so I can see who's fucking speaking when they're speaking.
So that egg guy got banned, I guess, huh?
I think he just got muted. I don't know if he got banned. Maybe he did.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did get muted. I saw his name still there. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was requirements to his mute that AI specifically gave him. So he'll something along the lines of being able to tell us and in a diagram or some sort of like visual thing how the math is incorrect on the.
Looks like he's going to be muted for a while then.
Right,
yeah, what he said very specifically was
Didn't Jedi mute him first and he got muted again?
Possibly, but AI said, yeah, you're going to stay muted until you can bring a visualization of the 8 inches per mile squared and the 2.83 inches per mile, and then compare them both to a globe. And then once you can do all of that, then you can come back and you can explain it. But until you do that, then yeah, basically you're staying on mute.
That was it. Yeah, you got a good memory. That's it.
Well, I like to hear what people actually say. This is why it really fucks me off when someone tries to argue with you and they're not actually listening to what you say. Because you think, well, what are you arguing with? Because if you're not arguing with what I say, then what are you arguing with? You're arguing with something that you made up, or like you're arguing with something that was in your brain that I didn't say. Like, what's the point of the discussion if they're not listening?
Yeah, at that point, crypto becomes an internal conflict. Yeah, being dishonest with yourself.
Well, that's why you'll probably notice I do this more and more. I make people, and virtually every time they can't do it.
Very true. Listen to reply. Just waiting.
I'm just waiting to talk. So what's the point? And my second pet peeve is missed application of logical.
Oh, we noticed that one. That one seems to be pissing you off more and more as the weeks have gone by, I've noticed.
Fucking assholes. So, oh no, it isn't ad hom because I directly translated it from Latin. Oh wow, you're so clever. No one else knows Latin. Sorry. Ignore me.
What's that? What's that? Yeah. Oh, you need help with the Cavendish experiment? Okay, I'm coming.
God, why do you say that?
What's funny about that is that even the word experiment is misleading.
Yeah.
It's the Cavendish test.
Well, I actually wasn't familiar with the Cavendish experiment until I came here. And I'm still not exactly fully, acquainted with it, but it lines up with my understanding of the theory of accretion, which I mentioned before, which it leads to their misunderstanding or incomplete understanding of their own model of gravity, which I'm thinking about on both Newtonian and Einsteinian mechanics. And I'm creating, I'll withhold my information until I'm done thinking about it. But I have a thought about it, so I'm going to work through it. Because what they present is not correct. And like I said, there was somebody earlier who like we were talking about what led us here. Mine started with the discrepancies of the understanding of gravity.
Do you mean at a science level or at a mainstream level, or?
Both at the mainstream level and at the higher up level. There's even higher, people who are doing things, up at let's say the higher echelon. It's above grade school. It's above even, university. The people who are supposed to be experts in this. They will tell you things which they assume or they have been fed, and these things don't work out. And I know that I'm repeating myself with the accretion theory, but that's literally the nexus. That's the nucleation point that started my journey to ending up here. There are so many things that don't add up. So now I have to look for more, and I've been granted the opportunity to sit here and listen or interact with people that have given me different views that I must take into consideration.
How's your friend Ross been? Have you heard him recently, Les?
No. I actually haven't interacted with Ross since the last time he tried to steer me into giving him the answers that he wanted me to give him, and I wasn't allowing that.
Were you going to give any of your secrets away, or is Ross your secret relationship with Ross going to remain under lock and key?
I don't have any relationship with him other than me asking him about the conference because he's
No. You were going to make some comments about him, but they revealed too much about yourself. You withheld them.
Well, I didn't want to. Maybe that day I was feeling a little bit edgy, and I didn't want to rip into him, but I didn't let. There's two pet peeves that I have. I don't like being talked down to, and I don't like words being put into my mouth. And he was steering me in both of those directions, and I wasn't having any of it. I saw his line of questioning that it was leading me to a response that he wanted. Take this. I'm malleable. I'm fluid. If I hear something that makes sense to me, absolutely, I'll take it.
Unless it goes against space.
Yeah, I'm not giving that up. I will fight for that. Space is
You know what you have to do.
You're flexible until you're not.
Yeah, Santa Claus is real as well.
Well, I don't. Yeah, well, Santa Claus actually, and this is why I got banned the first time from my Crow account. I said that ideas were real, and I think it was Meme Lord. I said ideas were real, and Meme Lord was like, "You're wasting my time. You're out of here." Boom, I was gone. I was like,
And
damn.
sorry, I've got to ask. Do you still think that ideas are real?
Yeah, I remember that conversation vividly. It was me, Meme, and Pumpkin. And we were talking about ideas. That was like the second week I was here. Ideas are real. The noun,
Sorry,
isn't it?
ideas are real.
An idea is real.
What? So you think they have a physical manifestation?
You gonna get ready to say goodbye?
Now we're nitpicking. Now we're getting into the
No.
now we're
this
getting
is
in.
what real
It's
means.
well, yeah, it's not nitpicking, but an idea is real. Now, here's where I'm going to go with this, Crypto. In legal terms, is intellectual property.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree, but I want you to flesh out exactly what you mean. And so I don't think it's
Well, I think. Well, like, then we go into, the question of reality, and it goes into like that can branch off into other things. But I do think that ideas are real. If you have an idea, it has manifest.
Well,
And then
is
when
the
you bring
idea
into
based in reality or like imagination and witchcraft? Because if the idea isn't based in something real, then it may be fake.
right now, there's a split between what is real and like what is factual or tangible. But ideas are real. These are real. You can take
They are actual things, yes, but they may or may not accord with reality that is physical, that we can touch, that we can experience. You have ideas right now. I am not saying that you're a simulation, that your ideas are not somehow real, but they may or may not accord with reality currently.
Yeah, well, if you include the word tangible, then I will have to side on the other side.
Oh, sorry, mate.
It's all right, buddy. I heard you sneaking a Christmas present.
Well, I am Santa. It's my Christmas gig. Great.
You got a beard.
Hey,
pictured you with a beard.
Crypto has a beard.
No, I mean it's like the shittest beard of all time. Stubble.
Is it brown and smelly?
No, he's doing he's going for the Guy Fawkes thing.
Thanks. Yeah, V for Vendetta.
Junior pencil mustache. The conversation lemon. Lemon. Just to stir up conversation, has anybody heard about the Kent Hovind? The offers for debates for these Globers? Has anybody else heard of this?
I've seen a kind of one where I think it was Simon Dan. He was not debating, it wasn't one-on-one, but they were kind of going back and forth over claims on videos and stuff. So I've seen that. Is there anything else?
Well, like, as far as I know, Simon Dan has never asked, what is it? What is the word of that? Prerequisites for, I think that's the wrong word, but he's never asked anybody else that he's debated with to take a high school test. He has said that Kent Hovind needs to take this test before he's debating him.
Okay.
Like, Simon Dan is like, this is the rules. This is the way it's going to happen. You have to take this test before I debate you.
Simon Dan ever debated anyone?
Well, I've just gotten familiar with these people. I don't even know all the players. I joined at 3 months. I joined at the beginning of June, so I don't know all the players yet.
As far as I'm aware, I don't think Simon Dan has ever debated anyone. That's the thing that's going at the minute. They're calling him Side Chat Dan, and like he dodges every chance that anybody
Yeah.
has to talk to him.
Yeah.
He just does debunk videos. Like he's like conspiracy cats.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly the same thing.
they're all the same. Sorry, Jedi. They're all the same. And if you notice that Simon Dan, because I notice body language, I notice everything. If you notice on Simon Dan's videos, he has literally like 5,000 jump cut edits because he can't fucking finish a sentence, and he's always looking left, which means that he's either confused, conflicted, or scared.
Or reading the script. That's where he puts it.
Well, yeah, I also thought about that. That's where he puts his reference material, which apparently isn't well written, and he has the memory span of a hamster or something. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't care if he speaks smooth, he speaks calmly or whatever. He's just a fucking another shit splat. He can't hold a conversation.
He offers no science. I've noticed that. So it's no science man down so far. He never ever gives any science. And the other thing, he never do anything directly. He'll make an anecdotal claim, say that someone is wrong because of anecdotal story.
Right. This is watch his last video on Kent Hovind, where he admits that he's just an average Joe, and he does dodge all of Kent Hovind's questions or whatever he presented. I'm not a big fan of Kent Hovind, but if they debate, these guys know that if they get into a debate with him, he's gonna fucking crush them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the big Kent Hovind fan, I'm not his biggest fan. I don't agree with everything that he says, but I know that he will fucking crush them. And they know that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Simon's just complete idiot. I've watched quite a few of his videos, and it just makes me a little bit embarrassed to share an accent with him. I just feel like he doesn't say anything of note, but on top of that, he says it with such arrogance. Like, for me, if you don't know what you're talking about, just go, "Oh, I don't know." It's fine. You don't know. I think not knowing is okay. But when you say something that you don't understand with such arrogance, it's just like, "Oh, shut up. You don't know. Just shut up, take a seat, and listen while the big boys talk."
Well, this is what they do. That's what Simon Dan does. Is he all the time goes back to, he does the Google searches, and he brings up, just like FDE does, he brings up the first fucking definition, Merriam-Webster, and then they run with it. They don't they don't like to cross-reference. They don't like to take definitions from different sources. I myself prefer Oxford, and that's not just kissing, UK ass. That's the one that I like, but I also do cross-reference different definitions. They don't do their fucking homework. They just run with whatever the fuck they got, and they assume that you're too stupid to contradict them. And then when you do contradict them, what do? They fall back to their peanut gallery, their fan base, and then it becomes a matter of sophistry. Which I can beat them on that too. It makes me laugh that Simon Dan and FTFE are afraid to debate Kent Hovind, but yet FTFE is begging me to come on his channel. If I come on his channel, I'm going to fucking rip him apart. I'm going to rip him apart, and I won't be polite like Kent Hovind will, because he has an agenda and a reputation to uphold. I don't.
They should be scared.
Go on, Ned, you can do it.
I will pick my points. I told them, this song is at my tempo. I control the tempo, and they don't understand that.
When are you going to do this?
Well, if believe me, when I decide to go on his channel, I will let all of you know, so that every one of you guys can be there. And it's not that I need backup. I won't be looking for any of it. I won't be looking for the peanut. I don't want to call you guys peanut gallery, but you know what I mean. I'm not looking for support from my constituents or anything. I will rip him apart piece by piece on my own.
All right, buddy. Let us know when it's happening, and we'll be in the galleries.
When it happens, if it happens, because I'm still gathering information. I'm still waiting. I don't even know if I want to speak to him, if he's worthy to speak to.
He's not worthy to speak to.
So I don't know. I that's what I'm going to say is I don't know, but I will say that if I do accept a debate with him, because he doesn't know how to hold a proper debate, which is what he's partially scared of. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know how to play in the big boy leagues. They're just goofing off. But if I do decide to do it, I will let you guys know. So you guys can
save
all
your
have
energy, dude.
front row
Save your
seat.
energy. Save your energy, man. Fight the flat Earth is not worth fighting. He made his name like that just to like sort of invoke us flat earthers and yeah, he gets us like riled up and stuff. But dude, like this was like months ago.
Right. Well,
this was like a debate. No, this was a debate on his. I don't even know where it was. It was like he came over here or something for a debate, or we went over there to his server or some stupid shit. But this was like 3 months ago, and he was asked about the laser tests and basically just hand waved them. He admitted to he had never looked into them. He didn't read any of the documents, but he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll have a look at that." And then like the next debate, he still hadn't looked at it, and then like the next debate, he still hadn't looked at it either. So it was like after that, it was like, wow, this guy is not even worthy to debate at all. He should just be ignored and left out to dry, and left with no interaction at all. We should not engage fight the flat Earth at all. He should just be left to dry.
I agree 100%. Like the last time I saw a debate where we went to his channel, he had his moderators like, they complain about being silenced coming in here. It is far worse. You go there, they will talk over you and mute you every single time before you can get a sentence out. And then, yeah, I mean, and he's constantly since then like pretty much begged people to come onto his channel because his channel, of course, he's monetized. He wants to get flat earthers on there. It's what makes his show. So
he is no longer monetized.
Well, he was. Yeah, that's what gets him his subscribers. That's what was getting him money. He doesn't like coming here. He won't come here. Like he's done it a couple of times, but he pretty much refuses most of the time, and he wants us to go to him. Personally, I don't think he does anything for us. I don't think he's bringing anybody to the flat Earth. It does no good for us, and and why the guy's a douchebag. Why do anything good for him?
Yeah, this is why he begs people to come on his show. I know that I was there when Vlad came on. I don't know. Vlad does Vlad. We all know how Vlad is. And I heard Vlad speak, and then I heard FTFE call him a child abuser. And he doesn't know Vlad from fucking Adam. So who is this fucking shit Vlad to be talking about somebody that he doesn't fucking know being a child abuser? And then this other guy, Cypher Zero, spoke up and said he was going to call Child Protective Services. Let this guy call Child Protective Services on my boy Vlad.
Yeah, no, that's his whole thing for months now. Is basically if you believe in the flat Earth, you're not allowed to have children, or you're a child abuser. Like that's his whole thing that he's done it with Bev, done it with Vlad. He keeps that.
That's where it started, Loon. It started with Bev, him calling children retards. I spread that around, let's say 50% of his constituents, his networking people, these debunking guys. I sent it to Bob, fucking whoever, all these guys that are connected to him. I sent that shit. I said, here on Twitter, blah, 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 exact date. At this point, your boy FTFE called children retards. Right? Yeah, Sammer, I agree. Let's move on. FTFE. I'm gonna take him down. That's my. I prefer to do this solo. I don't want it to be connected to anybody here. And I'm doing it, and there's nothing stopping.
No, you're good.
I told
him. No, you're good. I just would think his name doesn't even deserve this much airtime on our server. It's like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah, you're cool, Les. Yeah, this is fine, man.
Fuck are you talking about, Les?
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Sounds really good. Pisses Emmer off.
I wouldn't say it pisses me off.
Hey, well, I don't have to share. I understand.
Yeah, you can keep them. No worries.
How about you stop changing your damn name? Pick a name, jackass.
It's not my fault, fraud. I'm a victim of second stance.
You could just tell him that I keep changing it for you.
I'd rather blame crypto.
I don't just change it though. He does ask me to change his name just before
Don't-
anyone says anything.
Lies and fabrications.
I've got the chat logs. Behave.
Fallacies and tribulations. Yeah, well, she's right.
I've still got the chat logs. Yeah.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
Come on, Jedi. Tell us a flat Earth story.
The Earth is observed, measured, practically used, built upon, navigated, and travelled across as a flat stationary plane. The Earth can't be a spinning ball in that case, can it?
That's cool. Bit short, but cool.
That's all you need to know. Oh yeah, and we're breathing. There you go. We're breathing air pressure.
Oh,
Got a big thing.
the one thing they
Go on.
kept asking me today was, could I prove a pressure gradient in a container?
Yeah, easy. Just introduce energy into the system.
Like you should mention distillation houses, especially pertaining to hydrocarbon distillation.
You could even do a mind experiment with this. You could just theoretically just build a structure. Let's just say you were to build a building that was like 2 miles high, just something ridiculous. Like, okay, and it was like an enclosed structure. Well, if you took like a pressure reading from the bottom of that building, as opposed to like the top, you'd get different. You get different readings, and it's like an enclosed system. I mean, just theoretically, right?
Yeah, I just said, you show me kind of thing, and they didn't have a clue. So not one of them had an answer themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that surprises me. Like all these debunkers, they don't actually they recite the information right and they rehearse it, but they have no comprehension of what the fuck they're talking about. Like it's they jumped on the bandwagon. They thought it was an easy money grab, and they think that everybody is just going to simply yell at them. Like what is the one that they like to use? Was it Desert File, where he's yelling about gravity? Like no, motherfucker. And on his 20 hour stream, him and Cypher Zero, I caught them out like 4 times on this.
How did we get to talking about him again, Les?
So I'm sorry, Emmer. I'll let it drop. I was gonna make a point, and I'll let it drop.
I was just going to say we've got a couple of new people in. That was all.
Yes,
Well,
yes, please.
Well, not new people, but a couple of people have joined the room.
Oh, I got to mute for a minute anyway.
Hi, I'm new. So somebody told me once that I lived on a magical spinning water ball. I was wondering if that's true.
Shut up, black guy.
Oh my god! There's no way you could ever pretend to be someone else because your voice is just too distinctive.
Too chocolatey.
It's too chocolatey.
Yeah.
Awesome, this.
Everyone's heard way too many hours of you talking.
Oh man. I speak the least of everyone on the show, so.
No, you don't. You started speaking more and more recently. I've noticed. It's really cool.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah, it's good to hear you
definitely.
more.
Yeah. Sometimes I've got
Thank you,
Nathan Ake's like replay playing in the background. It's like 3:00 in the morning. I'm just playing on the game, and then Chocolate comes in with 2 or 3 sentences and ruins somebody in the way that Chocolate does, just by asking a very concise question that they can't answer for 30 minutes. Brilliant.
30 minutes. For real, man.
Yeah, the last.
Which one today? What the hell that was?
Who was trying to talk?
Yeah.
Didn't
I
Scott go
appreciate
over
the
there
love,
today?
guys.
Oh yeah, Scott
Yeah,
got wrecked. Scott, oh my god, I've never seen him that triggered.
Really?
I thought
Today's show is
He
Scott went
was.
over there because Scott never goes there.
Yeah.
Last time he
He
went
went
there,
there today. He got toe tagged
it was-
today.
Yeah. And I'm not
what, the
joking.
Globers getting excited or something? Is everyone getting brave? What's going
Yeah,
on?
but I'm not joking. I thought he was gonna cry, bless him.
To be
No, I
fair, we
really
treat
did.
Yeah,
we treat
Nathan's been
Scott
waiting
quite
for him
nicely
to
over
come
here
back.
most of the time. To be fair,
Nathan,
Yeah.
Scott hasn't been over there in a while, and Nathan said he was waiting for Scott to come back, and he never did. He actually heard him on here the other day, and he was like, "I was trying to get in there because I want to go at him." He was trying to get in, but he said his Discord wasn't working. He was trying to come in
Oh.
here, so.
Oh,
But
cool.
he said his
See,
shit was.
yeah.
is he even a member?
Yeah, I think he's been in here before. Well,
Even to the
maybe
new
was
one?
that the old one?
No,
Maybe
yeah, he's
I don't know if
not
it's
been
the
in
new
the
one.
new one. He's not been in the new one.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't know.
Oh.
Yeah, he knows.
Because I remember him being a member
But
on the
he's,
old one.
you know what though? He's not. He's not big on Discord. He doesn't really fancy it that much. It works for the show, so Betty helps him out with her server and stuff. But he's not like the biggest fan. Which I get because I wasn't the biggest fan for a while. I had Discord a long time ago. I don't even remember why. And I just, I think 10 minutes I lasted. I was just like, this is stupid. I deleted it for a while. And then Jose was trying to get me on because he would hear me over there and he was trying to get me to come in here. And for the longest, I was like, Discord? Why y'all on Discord? Like, I was still hating it for no damn reason, really. But
You started coming
eventually I
over here at
came
the same
here.
time I did, didn't you, Chopper? About 8 months ago, or something.
Yeah, I think we started like kind of the same time. Yeah, I think you were a little bit longer than me though.
Yeah, not that long. I remember you appearing and me going mental.
Do you know what? I think I listened to all of that in the YouTube.
Do you think? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was ages ago. My name might have even been different then. Fucking hell.
Yeah, because I literally.
Yeah, you were them exposed.
Yeah, them
Yep.
exposed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the
And I
thing is,
would
it's
see
really
you in
weird.
the chat all the time.
Yeah, it's really weird because I knew everybody from watching everybody on YouTube, and then coming in, it was like nobody knew me, and it was really strange.
But you knew her.
Yeah.
Fangirl.
Yeah, total fangirl.
And we're all honored to know you, Emma.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
We
So
really
am I.
are. Wanted to know yourself.
But literally, this place is awesome. There are some amazing people here.
Whenever the first Discord went down, and I didn't know what the heck was going on for a few days, I'm not gonna lie, I was having lemon bird withdrawals.
Oh yeah, I hear that. Can imagine what it was like for us lot. It felt like
Yeah.
it seemed like the longest period, but those 24 hours, my God, that was a nightmare.
It was that freaking horrendous mod meeting or whatever that was where it all went to shit. That went on for hours and hours and hours. That was
That was brilliant because
that turned
Chocolate
on my
had been promoted. Chocolate had been promoted to moderator like 2 minutes before. Comes into a meeting and all shit breaking loose and the server's falling apart.
Yeah, I was promoted to mod like less than 24 hours before it happened.
Oh, of course you were as well, weren't you? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I was literally like 5 minutes before the shit hit the fan. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I'm
I was
on.
asleep,
Oh, what the fuck's going on with the server?
I was asleep. I woke up. I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Oh dear.
But we've got
Still
our
going
awesome, we've got our awesome new home. So who
It's like
cares?
a part of my soul was ripped away.
Yeah, that's why we had to make it all anew. And I think what we 3 months in, and over 3,000 people.
Close to 3,500.
Yeah.
And those are more active, more quality members too. Like the majority of the numbers that we had on that last one were there were the trolls that were all just stuck in permanent cog dis, I think.
It was. Those numbers look good though.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I didn't know who this sheeple guy
quality,
was
the
until
quantity.
he actually made a splash. Like it was like that 1 week or 2
Yeah, he just
weeks.
kind of showed up on the scene and all of a sudden he was changing everything and next thing you know he's the owner of the server. Hello everybody.
Yeah,
But you will now bow down to the most flat.
well, I do a better sheeple impression than you, but I'm not going to do
Yeah,
it
no,
now.
you know what? I forgot what he sounds like. I was doing it pretty good, but now I lost it. Now I sounded more like Ricky Ricardo.
I did an impression of him here on the chat, and this is when my nephew was here because he was staying with me because he had work in town. He was doing some welding work, and I did an impression of him, and my dad was here too. I got a little bit of a big house, and I did an impression of Sheeple, and I was doing it loud because that's how he does it, his voice. And I heard from somewhere outside of my room, I heard, "Shut the fuck up!" I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, Sheeple sounds exactly like that character from Hellboy 2. You ever seen it? Where it was like a ghost that inhabited this fucking like
No,
spacesuit body.
no,
That's
bro.
exactly who. Yes, go back and look at it.
No,
Trust me, he sounds
you're
exactly
talking
like
about
that.
Hellboy 2, and you're talking about the German scientist. Now, the German scientist was
exactly.
actually calm. Yeah, the ghost guy. Sheeple is different. He puts more
Listen to me.
inflection in the front of his syllables. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
different
His
speech
is more.
pattern, bro.
His is more exaggerated, but that's a comparison.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So is Sheeple from Germany? If he's from Germany, then he's from Turkish.
It's from near Greece. I forget the name of
Yeah,
the
he's Cypriot. He's Greek Cypriot from Cyprus.
Cyprus.
Oh, he's from Cyprus. Oh, that explains it. So that explains. Oh, and he's Turkish. He is
That's
Turkish
why
from descent.
that's why he's insane in the membrane.
Yeah, but we don't need to talk about him either.
We don't.
Well,
He's less
we've all
than a
got
memory.
PTSD. Just no.
Yeah.
we have Sheeple SD.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care. I mean, it was brought up in conversation, so
Yeah,
like
so
I really
we're
don't care.
talking. We went from talking about Fight the Flat Earth, who deserves no airtime, to Human Sheeple.
You deserves no airtime.
They all want airtime. Those egotistical sons of bitches.
So let's not give them any more.
Yeah, don't give them any more of me. They can't handle more.
I've just seen M's got Veach over at Gems finally.
Has he gone home? Lick his wing.
Yeah, well, he'd been absent for hours.
I don't understand. Like, do we like Veach or not? Like, I personally, which I will not root
Do
from.
we what as a community? That he's just a guy.
Yes,
mate.
yes. This
I
is a
kinda like
community
Veach.
question.
I
like him.
personally I like
Yeah, I
Veach,
don't.
yeah.
I like him. I don't mind him.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
him.
Veach too. You know, he's an alright guy.
Doesn't matter what
But
you guys think about what I think.
Get with the program. Get programmed.
I've got. If he was on Nathan's today, I've got to watch it.
Most marvelous up in the script on
Veach is
stuff
alright.
he's writing.
My opinion. I have to put that addendum.
I think he titled it "Son of an Astronaut Gets Destroyed" or something. So
Yeah, it's a proper toe tag one. He actually cut it out specially.
Why'd you have to mention toe tag?
Did you talk about the Matrix, this Cypress or Cyper? Is it the
It's
same?
actually playing now.
Is it the
Veach
same?
will come around.
I mean,
favorite.
the character in the Matrix, the one who was playing the role of the Judas Iscariot, who tried to wanted back to the Matrix, wanted back to eat the beef.
Cirrus. My favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite finish.
Cypher.
My favorite. Oh, Cypher. Yeah, that's it.
Cypher. Yeah.
I don't know why I said Cirrus. Dang it.
And nobody remembers his name. It's and they don't mention this guy anymore in the other films at all. They are totally forgotten him. He wanted to be remembered, and he wanted this whatever. I want to chew the meat. I want to taste the meat and whatever. So they don't even never talk about about anything about this ever again. So he was totally forgotten. What was the opposite what he wanted?
But Waterball. That's because he died.
Yeah, exactly.
Died.
He
died, accomplished nothing.
Yeah, that's why. He wanted the opposite. He wanted to back to the life which wasn't real, rather than being in real life.
Well, it one way or another, he reached his dream state.
Yeah, but he wanted to achieve something. He wanted to be like he wanted to be remembered. He wanted to be somebody. I don't know, maybe some celebrity. He's talking about with this agent there. I want to be some kind of celebrity. I don't know. He wanted to be He wanted to be remembered as
Maybe an actor.
Yeah.
Back in his in the imagination.
Then what happened was the opposite. They didn't remember him and mention him at all in the next movies at all. That's in the script.
Now
he didn't want to face the reality. So he would rather live in a lie than live in the real world. So
exactly.
Ignorance is bliss. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And knowing that he's gonna get plugged in, he asked for those things. But I don't think that's the heart of of the matter. Cypher really was. He just didn't want to deal with the real world. And plus, his crew, didn't help. They were kind of mean to him. So I don't know. I don't know.
The same damn goop every day.
So
for that, Instead of eating the same goop, he would rather just
did
be
you know
plugged
that
right back in and have tubes shoved up his ass and all that, so that he can enjoy his actor life.
yeah,
Wonderful.
the
It's the
girl, the Trini,
experience. It's the experience. He had to choose. Like if you had an option, if you could choose between two experiences, one that is real and miserable and painful, even though it's the truth, or one that is blissful, but it's a total lie, you would probably choose the easy way out. And most
no,
people would.
I
I
would
think
choose
that's what
I
it
would
was
choose
about.
the no, that not
I'm
for
not
me.
talking about
I
you.
would,
Yeah, I'm not.
okay.
Most people would. I'm not saying
Well,
you
he's
would, but
Bong
most
is
people
Bong is
would.
saying
So
a collective view. It's a collective
it's
view,
about
right,
the
Bong?
it's about the now, right now. You know, you are experiencing things right now, and I don't want to experience this. I'm if I can go back, I'll go back. You know, that's what Cipher
Nah,
reasoned.
that's
You know,
crazy. I'd rather be out here fighting the fucking machines than put me back in the goop.
but
Plug all that shit back into me. Nah, I'm good.
most
You can
people
have
are
that.
like that. Like if you
I
knew
know.
that only
That's
say
sad.
5% of people would choose truth, and the rest of the 95 will fight you. How do you fight? You know what I mean? How do you help that 5%? How do you get that 5%? How do you reach out to them? Because most of the people that
You
you're
say
going to
fuck them
reach
niggas.
are the 95 are the are the ciphers. Yeah.
You bring up a good point, Bong. It's not so much how do you fight this, it's do you decide to fight this? That's the real issue.
Yeah,
Listen, you
the
give
thing,
Agents
these
pop up.
people, you give them the tools to fight, and if they pick up the sword and fight, then that's on them. If they don't want to, you can't drag them in kicking and screaming. This is a fight. You have to decide to pick up the sword and use it or not.
yeah, why this is important to me is
Listen,
because
the doors. Listen, the doors get closed eventually. Like, all right, you go back to Noah. Those doors closed. You understand? He sat out there and he preached for how many years? A century, I think it was. Those doors closed, man. There comes a point where you gotta say enough's enough. You know what I'm saying? I've done what I can. You know. So
do you
people,
do you remember who closed the doors of the North Ark?
the angels.
Yeah,
They
it wasn't. Yeah,
exactly,
he couldn't
exactly.
open them
So
if he wanted.
so
Yeah,
right. So God said shut them. You know what I'm saying? So that was it. And even they weren't. They were in there for 7 days before the rain fell. You know, so it wasn't like they closed and it started falling right away. You know, so there comes a point when when people like that. That's the kind of a point where we're at now. A lot of people don't even care anymore. They just like their life the way it is. They don't want any change. So you can't really help people like that. You know.
I didn't know you were so
Life
religious,
life is
Bong.
short. Time
anyway,
is short.
I want to tell about one of my friends. He's in he has many companies. He owns many companies. He is in the lead of many companies. And once I brought out this flat Earth thing, pretty soon after that, he was referring that he want to be Cyper rather than knowing the truth. And that
Well,
made
there
Because
you
me
go.
wonder that okay, this guy might know that the Earth is flat, and he's using that thing to get a profit from it.
well,
But
no,
the
it's
thing
because
is,
he's
they
I
don't.
rich.
think
That's why.
But you
he,
got to
he
understand,
just
they don't believe in God. See, you
yeah,
understand?
I
If they
understand.
believe
Yeah,
if they believed in God, they will be afraid for the consequences that came with believing in God if you didn't
Well,
accept the truth. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So here's the thing: if you have that money and you know God is real, you understand. Wait a minute, I'm living my life just for me. I'm living selfishly. But I mean, if you recognize the truth, you are convicted by it. These guys, they deny it. You know what I'm saying? They despise it. They despise the truth. That's the problem. They
well,
despise it, so they
pe-
won't have anything to do with it.
but that made me
well,
wonder
the
that when you are rich and you have many companies to lead, you
right,
rather
the
want to
rich.
be the Cyper than anyone else in the Matrix.
Well, the rich
And
young ruler. See, the rich young ruler. That's who that guy is. You know, the rich young ruler that went to Jesus when he realized what he actually had to do to be free. He turned away, for he had great wealth. You know, if you're rich and if you're a millionaire and one day you find out that this is the truth, and to accept the truth means you got to throw all this away. You might walk away from the truth because life will be
Exactly.
hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Back to the
And then the
Matrix.
question is asked, and then the question is asked, and who can be saved? Because rich people in those days were considered noble people. You know, they were able to all this stuff, but that was only on the outside. So who can be saved was the question they asked him. Like, if that guy couldn't, you know, I've kept the law my whole life. I've been trying to do the right thing. You know, it's like what most people say. Hey, man, I'm a good guy. You know, I'm not a bad person. But that's what you think. You know what I mean? But when you are put in the fire, then the real thing will come out. You know what I mean? Like everything gets burnt up and the real gold shows up. So who can be saved is a question. You know, so a lot of us walk around thinking we're good enough. You know what I mean? I'm not a bad person as long, but we're ignoring the truth. The truth is, you know, we have to do these things and not those things, and we don't want to do that. What I want to do, I don't do. What I don't want to do, I do. You know, and that's the prison, right?
Yeah, but it made me think about the things because this person, like, he doesn't have a problem with money, so to say. He's like above it. He's sometimes one time he said that it's good to be in holiday, so I'm not doing so much bad things. Think about that. Rich people,
it's self righteousness.
Yeah,
it's self righteousness,
It's hard to give up all those idols that come with money. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many things that come with money. I mean, like, all right, so the last job I had, I mean, the money. I mean, I could buy anything I wanted, anything I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I just, I mean, I would work a lot, but those 2 days I had, man, I just went out and shopped. I bought anything my eyes set eyes on. I bought it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was living, and I was like. And it came to a point, I was like, man, I just didn't like the work anymore compared to what I was getting. I was like, yeah, I'd rather be happy than trying to make myself happy by buying things, you know. So the money is the trap. I mean, it's the convenience of society nowadays. I mean, you can at everything at the touch of your finger, no, at the touch of your voice. I mean, you can call your house from your car. You can call your house from vacation in Jamaica and check the lights. You know, all this craziness. This is what they're throwing. It's so He's just constantly. He's presenting you a convenience. He's giving you a lazy lifestyle, and he wants you to forget everything and just depend on technology. And so that's the new God. It's worship money, worship technology, and let us do it for you. I mean, you can't even open your own door now. You tell the what is that damn thing on iPhone? What's the name of that computer thing? And she
Siri.
opens everything for you. Yeah, they open everything in your house now. I mean. It's the convenience of this lifestyle that everyone's living for nowadays.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's very.
The thing was that
Newsflash.
when he said that I want to be in vacation, so I'm not doing so much bad things in whatever he's doing in his companies. So that made me think about, okay, he has some kind of moral. He wants to be a part of his life away from doing the things he's doing because they are bad. He knows they are bad. He's doing bad things. He's said on his own words, which makes me wonder.
Well, look at the story of Lot. You know, I don't want to get too biblical, but remember, Lot was living in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? This guy's living there. These are supposedly righteous people, right? And they're living amongst people who wanted to rape the angels that just walked in there. And he said, "Take my daughters," right? So he's living amongst these people. Why would you do that? It's like, so, I mean, that's kind of like, us. You know what I mean? You think about it, it's getting to that point to where we're living in a world where people think like that. You know what I'm saying? They were just very sinful people. I mean, like, it was crazy at the level that these people had reached. So God said, "I'm going to destroy this place." But regardless of that, he still had his righteous people living there. And you don't even know if Lot and them were even taking part in what was going on. You don't know. I mean, why would you live there if you're not? You're not taking part in a sinful lifestyle. So you must have been, into it to some degree, because they had to be forced out of there. Remember his wife died. So at the same time, I mean, God asked us to be in the world, but not of it.
Yeah, Abraham asked him too, like, ask God, if there are 100 righteous men in that city, would you destroy it? And he said, no, I wouldn't. what if there were 10 righteous men in that city? Would you destroy it? No, I would. What if there was one? Nah, I'm destroying it. So, so Lot was that one, I think, and I don't know what the customs were back then, but I think Lot knew that these, like when you have guests over, but I don't know why he would offer his daughters like that. That's
I know,
kind of
I know
crazy.
that it's kind of crazy, right? It's kind of crazy. But like that's we're getting to that level. That's what I don't know, man. So
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, there's only two gods, right? Money or God. You're either serving money or you're serving God.
Is it true that in $10,000 bill has "Hail Satan" in the United States, or is it just a joke or whatever, fake? Does it say "Hail Satan" in a $10,000?
I don't think any one of us have seen that. You probably have to be a billionaire to have $10,000 bills.
Yeah,
floating around.
but okay,
or rupees.
maybe you have some banks that can confirm it or not.
Maybe if you had a friend that was a banker, perhaps, but I don't know. You can't just go up in there and ask them.
in
I
the
think
banks,
the highest note is $100, and beyond that, it goes to a almost like a bond type of note, and they all look the same past at that
Yeah,
rate because it's all written
because
on the same
I've
bond.
seen the picture of this $10,000 bill or whatever, and it's set
Bond.
in the left up top left corner or somewhere there nearby there. It's said "Hail Satan." Is
Yeah,
it real or is it?
we don't have any notes that exceed $100.
So bond.
So
Sup,
there's
man?
there's not like a $500 bill. There's not a $1,000 bill. You
They
won't
were
find.
some of them.
Well, yeah, there were. I'll take that back. There, way back when, there used to be some $500 and $1,000 bills. I do remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not. They weren't as bold to throw a pentagram or hail Satan or fuck God on there. They weren't that ballsy yet.
So it's a fake, you think?
Yeah, I would say it's a fake. I mean, who knows? Maybe someone printed one, but I ain't seen it.
Well, doesn't it say "In God We Trust" on the dollar bill? And then you got to ask the question, which God?
Mammon.
Exactly. In money
Well,
we
that's
trust.
up to each. That's up to each person. I think.
No, I think it's a cult. You look at it and you think, oh yeah, the God of Abraham. Yeah, God. But you don't know
I don't
that
know
they're
that.
talking right,
So
right. Because the people who know that know exactly what it means, right? And
yeah,
us,
but
we
you
think
don't
it
know,
means
right?
one thing. I
That's what
think I
I'm
know
saying. It's up to you to
because
give it a meaning.
you
That's what I'm saying.
no, no, it doesn't. Like if someone says this is God, right, and you think that that's the God of Abraham, but yet it's very clear that it's not. You can't just change the
No,
meaning.
you
It's
don't
different.
understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is because we do not know the true meaning. It's up to you to insert your own meaning to that. What he's saying on that bill. You know?
I don't think that's well, no, because when somebody
No.
encodes something, right? When I encrypt something and I send it to somebody else, you can't just, you know what I mean? Like you can't just decrypt it however you want. There's only one way to decrypt it. You got to have the key. You know what I mean? So no matter how whatever meaning you try to ascribe to it, you're lost. You know what I mean? You're not really touching the actual what the meaning of it. So as long as you don't know the real meaning, then you'll not never know. But if you know that that's not this, then you know something. You know what I mean? Like the globe Earth, we know certain things, right? We know that is not a ball, but we don't really know exactly what it is, though they do. And then they can encode these things so that we are running around, working, talking about science this, science that, thinking we know the meaning,
But those are
but
two
we don't.
different conversations, though. I think because one is talking about the real world and stuff, and the other one is talking about what like things that we like have a different meaning of what we think or stuff like that. You know. like one is a physical thing, and the other one is like like how you say, conspiracy. So
I don't know, man. I know we're alive. I know I can touch stuff right now. I can feel my skin when I rub it, right? But I still don't feel like it's real because when I go to sleep, that feels real. You know what I mean? The dream. And then when I wake up, like, okay, this is real. So which one am I jumping in and out of realms or something? Like, when I go to sleep, am I entering a different reality than when I wake up? When I imagine the earth to be a ball, right? Am I living in that realm, on a globe, or am I really? So whatever your mind is telling you is reality, that's the realm that's the real to you. You know what I mean? So if you feel like you're living on a ball because of all these things, then you are living on a ball, even though it's not really a ball. If you dream about something, you really are experiencing that, even though that's not the. I don't know how to
well,
explain it.
things that you feel to be true doesn't actually mean that they have to be true. You can believe whatever you want, and doesn't make it true. There's only
And if
one
I can
true,
make
one
you,
reality.
and that, and if I can convince you or make you feel like this is true, the ball, then that
Then I
is
would be
true to you.
wrong. That
But
that
you
would be
will,
wrong.
yeah. But your
Yeah,
life
I
will,
understand, but it will be wrong. You understand that, right? I mean, you will be living a
right,
lie. Yeah.
right, and yeah. So when we look at the dollar bill and we say, "In God we trust," and when we listen to when we read about all these Masons that started the country and all that, yeah, we feel like it's real, but it's a lie. You know what I mean?
We don't see. This is where again, you do not know that, and I do not know that. So
SX, I
When
got a
I look
question
at the
for you.
Pope,
yes, sir.
go ahead.
Think about it. Think about it like this. You know what you do at your home. You know what God you trust when you're at home in your household.
Uh huh.
We don't know what these people are about.